welcome back to Sorare Sunday, and we're looking at the week from the 26th of May to the 1st of June. So let's have a look at what happened this week. Okay, so yet another UI change, so it looks slightly different than it did before, but we have our rewards in the top corner here, where we managed to get 2 rare essence and 6 limited, so not a great weekend. In terms of getting rewards. With the specials, the West Coast, we didn't quite get anything, although we were close with the limited. And then with the other special freestyle, we were way off. Oh, I say way off. I just noticed we were 2 points away from getting a box there. That's very frustrating. It would have been nice to have a box to open today. With the Premier League, we got 4 essence from these two teams. Salah finally getting a goal when I got his card. Bowen and Wan-Bissaka playing really well. Norgard. So a lot of players playing pretty well. Areola not playing because I think it was Fabianski's last game for the club, and he's been there for years, so it was kind of like a send-off. So if I'd realised that, I probably wouldn't have played him as the keeper. Then in the classics, we didn't get anything really from that. And then La Liga, nothing really. A lot of players being dropped for because the results were all basically there already. There was a lot of players which were like young players getting given time, or players which were going to leave being given time. So like keepers, which would usually play, didn't play. So you can see that a lot of people did not play for me in that league. In MLS, we still struggle just to get that little bit above. We've got some good players, some good scores, but we just can't get above getting the XP. It's a little bit annoying, but hopefully we'll get there, because over the next month to 2 months, it's only MLS and J League. So hopefully that means we'll be able to focus in a little bit more and be able to get something. Champion is basically a waste for me. I don't have enough good cards for Champion, as you can see. Challenger, we got 2 essence. Northern Jackers playing. I was worried that he was going to get dropped, but he's still playing, so I'm hoping he's going to be next season's first team choice for Club Brugge, but we just have to wait and see. And Ferran Jutlek, Fernan, getting an assist. I'm not sure how to say his name. He's quite a young Spanish player. He looks like he might be quite decent. So my rare card's coming in clutch a little bit. And then also, I was 18 points away from a reward with this team, although not playing too badly. Kitagawa getting a goal. The keeper, Ichiwawa, I think is how you say it, getting a 62. So not bad scores, just not great. But I'm quite happy with the sort of rare team that I've put together. I think on their good days, we'll be able to get some sort of good rewards from it. And then going through the rest of the contenders, we didn't actually get anything. I don't even think we were that close to getting them. I mean, 7 points was the closest we were. So it was not a great weekend for contender stuff. And then for our classics special, we got nothing as well. So it was a bit of an okay weekend. We got something at least, but we didn't get a lot. The Premier League is now over. That was the last games of the season officially. But there's plenty more to come. There's international breaks. There's J League and K League. There's MLS. And there will probably there's the Club World Cup as well. So there's lots going on. I'm not sure how many cards I'll have for like the Club World Cup. I don't think I have any. But for internationals, I have some. For MLS and J League and K League, I have some, so I'll still be able to keep like playing every week, I think. But we're just going to go into midweek. But I think midweeks will be a little bit more like this, where I only have 3 teams, and if they do well, we do all right. If they don't do well, then we get nothing. So as you can see, we did the East Coast Showdown, and we got 500, and we were 13 points away from getting a $10 reward. My best player I will talk about, because I managed to get this guy, and it was a complete surprise, but it's awesome. So I'll talk about that in a second. And then into the MLS, we were 2 points away from some essence here, which is annoying because we were so close to get some more rare essence. Um, and then 8 points away here actually is so close to getting something as well. And then nothing in the classics. The classics I'm struggling with as well. I don't think I have enough good classic cards to do anything. John McCarthy's been dropped because he's been awful for LA Galaxy. So I think they're having a real crisis at the moment. LA Galaxy. I think they're bottom of the league and they're doing really poorly. So it's not a fun time to be an LA Galaxy fan if you're out there. I'm sure you're struggling. But just quickly before we finish what's happening this week, I will just mention what happened here. So I got Kai Wagner, who is a very good defender. So if we look at his previous results, as you can see, consistently high scores. He plays for Philadelphia, I believe it is. Yeah, Philadelphia Union, German 27-year-old defender. Worth a bunch of money, worth like 80, 90, £100. And the way I got him is the what's it called? The buy a card on auction or instant buy, and you could potentially win another card. So I bought Dominic Marcusic, I believe is how you say it. I think I got him auction. So I won the auction, £3, because I wanted to get a couple more of these 30th anniversary, because I think they look really cool. And then I was just expecting to get free essence as well with it. And look who popped up but Kai Wagner. One of the best cards I think that you can get, really. I mean, obviously he's no Messi or like, you know, one of the really high up there cards, but he is worth like 100 odd quid, and he is getting consistently good scores. Like he got me 100 in that last game week. So super happy with that one. I wasn't expecting it at all. And so, yeah, I'm kind of building a team around him for the limited MLS season now. I've got a couple of other players. I traded to get Bamba, who's a striker who should be able to get some good scores throughout the season. And I'm trying to like swap and change a few cards here and there. I'm still unsure if there's any other players I want to bring in yet, but he's a fantastic one to get for free. So I'm absolutely ecstatic about that. And let me know if you guys have done the 30th anniversary and if you've managed to get extra cards like this, or if you've just been getting essence, because I also did the rares. I also brought a few rares on instant buy and the what's it called, the auctions, and I now have enough essence to do a rare pull. So it was worth it just because I didn't get a rare card, but I managed to get enough essence to do a rare essence pull by doing that, and it didn't cost loads. I mean, I paid over for Glasgow. I didn't really want to pay as much, but I kind of got swept away with it all. But there you go. So yeah, let me know if you've been trying these out and if it went well. Like, because the event's now finished and it definitely helped me out. Like, I won just by getting Wagner. I think he's good enough for anything that I did for that period of time has been recouped easily. So we're gonna now have a look at the player to watch. Okay, so my player to watch is I believe it's Danley Jean-Jacques. And he is another Philadelphia Union player and Haiti international. Um, so obviously I could have gone for Wagner being my player to watch, but he's not exactly affordable for everyone, is he? He's not like a card you're going to be able to pick up easily. He's going to be like massive money. But Jean-Jacques playing fairly well, found his form, plays internationally and plays pretty well internationally as well. He's only 25, so he's not like massively like past it, because a lot of MLS teams tend to have um, players who are like in their late 30s, coming to the end of their career, but it's a little bit of an easier league, so they just play like a season or two. But Jean-Jacques has got a good 5-6 years left in him minimum. You're looking at where he came from. He came from Ligue 1 last season. Looks like he played for Metz, who I believe got relegated last season. So that's probably why the transfer happened. Um, and yeah, so he's getting goals, he's getting assists, he's playing regularly, and he is around about £7 to £8. Now, that's a little bit more expensive than I usually suggest for players, like a quid or so here. But with MLS, you're going to struggle getting any players that play regularly for as cheap as like a quid or so. So I think it is one of those things where it's worth putting a little bit. If you're doing MLS League, if you're not doing MLS League, obviously don't worry about this guy. But if you're doing an MLS League, it's worth putting just a little bit, like maybe £5 to £6 into each player. You can get someone who plays regularly and gets goals and assists. Might be able to push you up to that level where you're getting rewards. But I have found that this season MLS is really hard to get rewards. I think there's a lot of other people who are playing it. It must be a really popular league on Sorare. So if you are thinking of doing it, you might find that it's a bit more difficult than say like the Premier League or like the Contender League or something like that, where there's maybe a little bit of an easier or maybe cheaper because there's more classic cards you can use, something like that. I just think that it's definitely found it more difficult to gain rewards through MLS than I have with the other leagues. So just a heads up about that. But if you are looking for a player for MLS, a midfielder who gets some fairly good scores and will play internationally as well from the looks of it, my shout is Dunley Jean Jacques. And with that player to watch, we're now going to go over to What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
And there's nothing in the box because we didn't get any. But we are going to do 2 essence pools today, 1 limited and 1 rare. I thought I'd just quickly give you a rundown of kind of some of the trades that I've been doing and what I've been thinking with my trades. So, firstly, I wanted to try and get a classic stack for next season of Liverpool because I got Salah. I crafted him I think it was like 3-4 weeks ago for my So Rare videos. I thought I could probably put together a fairly decent team with Salah as like that main to build around. So I brought in Curtis Jones, Andy Robertson with trades. Then I had to think about it and I realised that Alisson might not be the starting keeper next season. So man, it took me forever, but I managed to get Georgi Mamadashvili traded over. It took a lot of cards, and it took a lot. No one wanted to trade with me for this for this guy, but we managed it in the end. And then also Jeremy Frimpong, who's just moved from Bayern Leverkusen. I think it was confirmed yesterday. I did this before it was confirmed, but I had a feeling there was a lot of news about him like coming over to Liverpool to do medicals and stuff like that. So I was like, I have a feeling he's gonna move because they've just won the league. It's like kind of a no-brainer. So brought him in, and luckily I think he is moving there. So that's already like you've got what forward, midfielder, defender, goalkeeper. But then I was like, whenever I watch Liverpool play, I really like how Szoboszlai plays. I think he's such a good player, and I always assumed he was like 29, 30 from like the way he plays. I don't know. He gives like a more mature player like vibe as how he plays. But he's only like 23, 24, I think maybe. So I thought, you know what, he's one for the future. He plays internationally as well. So I managed to trade my way to get Szoboszlai as well. It took forever as well, but we managed it. So that's my stack that I've managed to get for Liverpool for next season. Obviously, there's a few players like Curtis Jones potentially might have a move if he doesn't play enough. I think he'll stay, but he might be looking to play more regularly at a different club. Andy Robinson is kind of dropping off. He's not being played as regularly. He's 30-year-old. He's kind of losing his legs a little bit, I think. So it might be that I want to look for a new defender as well. But we've got Frimpong, who's been brought in basically to replace Robinson, I think. So it'll be interesting. I don't know, actually. Maybe Frimpong's a right back and Robinson's left back. So I might be wrong there. But yeah, so I might have to tweak the teams a little bit, but it will be a trade. here and there if we do, but that's basically for next season. My classic Liverpool side done, and the rest of it, I think I've already shown you. I managed to pick up a rare Hibs team that I'm going to be playing next season in the Rare Classics. I've managed to put together a Nottingham Forest Limited team for next season. Hopefully, not too many of these players will leave, but we've got plenty of choice there for Nottingham Forest. And I've also put together a Villarreal side, which I'm not sure if everyone here again will be with Villarreal, but it'll be one of the times where I will trade whoever leaves and manage to get someone who they bring in, sort of thing. And then I also have Man United, where I've got probably enough players to put together a team, but I would imagine a lot of these are going. I wouldn't. I imagine if someone puts in a good enough offer, Hoyland will go. Christian Eriksen is definitely going. He's out of contract. Luke Shaw, I wouldn't be surprised if he was off. I hope Maguire stays. I think he's been a decent player for them this season and deserves it after all the stick. And I think Onana's probably off as well. I think Ten Hag is interested in him in Germany because he's just started as manager of, I think, Leverkusen, isn't it? So, I mean, I think he'd do well in Germany, to be honest. I think it's a little bit of an easier league than the Premier League. I think he might flourish there because he did well in the Eredivisie with Ajax, and he did well with Inter Milan in Serie A. I think Man United is just a really tough place to play. Do you know? Like they kind of do ruin players a little bit at times. So I think he will go, and United will get a new keeper. So I might look at trading to get that new United keeper. And Mazwari, I don't see going. He's been one of their bright spots this season, and I don't think Delict will go either. I think he's again been when he's fit, been a really good player. So that's my thoughts on, like, that's where I'm at the moment. Are there any teams which you think are worth building a classic team up for, ready for next season, or any teams which are worth picking up for like J League or K League or MLS? Because I J League and K League I know less about. I know Vissel Kobe are pretty good. I've got a lot of players from them, but yeah, if there's any more players which you think are worth checking out, or teams which are worth building a stack of for like the J League or K League or MLS, let me know. But without further ado, we're going to do the limited essence pool first and then the rare. Okay, American. Goalkeeper. Wow. For Austin. Oh no. No, he's a player that I was hopeful that it was going to be a starting keeper, but we're back to. I mean, to be fair, we haven't had too much dross recently. Stefan Cleveland is a 30-year-old. Interesting. I thought he'd been a youth player if he's not playing that much. So he must be second choice keeper for Austin. I do have the first choice keeper for Austin, I believe. Yeah, Stuver. So I've got Stuver already as the first choice keeper. He's worth a little bit more than what like a usual, because he's MLS. He's worth like £2-3. But he just doesn't play unless Stuver gets injured. So maybe he's worth holding on to just in case Stuver gets injured. As you can see, he does play occasionally. I mean, he's not the worst, but he is. I mean, 30-year-old for a keeper, you could see him play for another 5-10 years. Do you know what I mean? But keepers can play for a lot longer. I think Brad Guzan is 40 years old and still playing in the MLS. So he isn't like past it by any means. But if he's second choice and he's 30, that's not an ideal sign, really. I don't know much about him, but we'll just have to wait and see. It might be that he either moves somewhere next season, or it might be that he gets more game time from either moving or an injury. So it's always worth keeping hold of cards like this, especially goalkeepers, if you don't need to get rid of them. just in case that they do start playing, and then you've got them ready to go, sort of thing. So I don't hate it, but it's not ideal. Hopefully, we've just got all of that that bad card pull out of the air, and now the good pot card pull for the rare essence is going to be like a given, right? It's going to happen. It's done now. There's no turning back. Let's reveal my card. 56. American. I think it's going to be an MLS player. Defender. For the San Jose Earthquakes. Nick Lima. Okay. Let's have a look at our player and see who what we got. Okay, so we've got 30-year-old, a lot of 30-year-olds that we're getting to know. Nick Lima, he's a United States player. Well, I don't think he plays for international. Plays for San Jose Earthquakes, and he doesn't play super regularly, but he does play. From the looks of it, he does start occasionally. He does come off the bench occasionally. He's not one which I would probably trust to put on the weeklies, just because you never know if he is actually going to play or not. From the looks of it. But he's worth like what, £6 to £5 there, so it's not a terrible pull. It's not a fantastic pull either. Don't get me wrong, but I'm happy with that for my first rare pull. And let there be more. We slowly build up our rare essence, and we can. He's a 30th anniversary card as well, which I do love these vintage cards. I think they look really cool. And then we've got the J League and K League contender. We've got at least 2 teams we can put together for that. So we're going to be doing, hopefully, a little bit of essence from them every week. We've got one rare MLS team as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get some essence from that most weeks. So we're looking at like hopefully 2 to 4, maybe 6 essence every week from our rare teams. So we should hopefully build up the essence enough, but it's the consistency, isn't it? We don't know how consistently we're going to get rare essence compared to the limited essence that we get quite consistently. So that's been the polls. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you thought that was fairly decent, or if you think some of the players were a bit rubbish. I think Nick Lima is fine because he does actually play. If he was like the keeper we got, where he hasn't, like, basically doesn't play ever, I'd been a bit more annoyed, but he at least gets some game time, so he's not like a complete waste. But we're now going to move on to have a look at the NBA. Okay, so NBA is going to be super quick. We haven't done much in terms of, we've got the dailies, but the dailies are just commons, which we've done all right in, but we haven't done anything majorly special. We've just been getting common rewards. The weeklies, I did a trade, so my limited weekly was nowhere near getting anything. We were well off the top. We weren't getting any rewards, and there was a trade which I needed to do, I think involving one of these guys for the Wolves. So I was like, yeah, let's just do it. That's good. They're just being sat there doing nothing. Let's just forget that and move on to this. We do have, I mean, I don't think we do have an extra game. I don't know if Cameron Payne or Toppin will do enough to get their scores bumped up just a little bit. But if we can bump them up just a little bit, I would love to get a tier 3 card, 15 essence, but I don't think this team is good enough to get there just yet. But yeah, we're championship chase. We are probably in line to get a little bit of essence, 5 limited essence from the commons. But what I've been doing in the background is I've been doing some trades, and I now have I got classics because they're just going to be classics in the future anyway. Got Jalen Williams, I got Tyrese Halliburton, I got Pascal Siakam, and Aaron Naismith. So these are obviously planned for when the final game of the playoff happens. And I really hope Indiana do win now, because I've kind of doubled down on them. But even if they don't, Halliburton is a great card to have. And then the Thunders are through. So we've got Jalen Williams. We've got another Jalen Williams, but spelt slightly differently. And then we've also got Kendrick Williams. So a lot of Williams in the funders, but we are trying to get what's his name? The really good guy for the funders. We are trying to get I don't Alexander. I'm going to call him because I Shy Gligius Gligius. That doesn't sound right. Gligius Alexander. Let me know how you pronounce that name, by the way. We're trying to get him in a trade, but it's long work. It's long work to try and get there. We're not quite there yet, but hopefully before the playoffs, I'll be able to get him in a trade, and then we'll have kind of a really good limited team, classic limited team to put together there, because then we'll have some of the Indianas, some of the funders. So yeah, and I think that we might be able to get a little something from that. Hopefully, we'll see. Um, but so that's what I've been doing really, and my rares have been a little bit diminished because I've been trading them away. But the ones which I wanted, which are the Raptors, I have kept and I've taken them off available for trade. So next season, if the Raptors remain kind of as they are, I've got a good chunk of them, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with trades and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking with the NBA at the moment, because it's kind of coming to an end. Like, obviously, there's only 2 or 3 teams left playing. Are you looking forward to next season? Are you enjoying this season? Who do you think's going to win the playoffs? I have a feeling my heart says the Thunders, but my head says Indiana. So I don't know. I don't know. I really would like the Thunders to win. I don't know why I like them more, but if the Indiana win, I think they're deserving of it as well. I think both teams have played really well all season, and especially through the playoffs, they've played fantastically. So it will be very interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you when I see you.